and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. Now let's take a look at the top rookies in the league. Our rankings here for the race for Rookie of the Year. Distinction every young player would love to have. While not in the top 5 currently, he's definitely on the radar screen and he's been playing some very solid basketball.
And he's had a decent amount of success here in his first year. A few of the top guys in the rankings have... kind of outperformed him, but he's lived up to the reasonable expectation.
Well, there's no shame in being a top 10 rookie in your class, and there's still so much room for him to grow.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Peter's out there with Scotty Barnes. Then it's King, and it's Marks in at the 3 slot. And for Portland, we've got Keefe, also McNeely out there, and it's Sharp in at the 2-guard spot. Looking at the Trailblazers, they took the last win in their last game against the Suns. They set the pick. And GA, we've got 2 teams coming into this game on dueling hot streaks.
It's hard not to be excited for this one. Both are looking at this game as an opportunity to make a statement.
Barnes can't get it to go. And here's Portland. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Keefe. Clock at 6. Galobe cranes the 3-pointer.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Peters. Flanders the pass to Marks. Barnes the screen. Keefe grabs the miss.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
The 3-pointer, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Flanders. He had 27 points last game. Barnes kicks it over to Marks. Right wing. Here's Flanders. A 3-pointer is right on target.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
They get a hand on it. King with the steal. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes.
That's a nice dime from Barnes, showing he can break down the defense with his passes.
Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
I had a chance to catch up with Portland's head coach. One player he is worried about in particular is Scotty Barnes because of the way he affects every phase of the game. You need points. There he is. You need a stop or a big rebound. He's got you. Anything asked of him, he can do it at a high level. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you so much for that.
And that's a special play coming from the 1 spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Pass to Keefe. Shot to stop the run. Pelicans with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
Yeah, that kind of performance on the road really speaks to their preparation and mental fortitude.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Look at the Lakers. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
Well, right now for New Orleans, they've been middle of the pack for most of the season. This just might be who they are. Not a great team, but at least they are bringing up the rear.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Pass to Flanders. It's rebounded by McNeely.
Excellent coverage defensively, making it hard on him.
Shot clock at 5. They set the screen to stop the drought. Fires from deep. Marks grabs the board.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Barnes kicks it over to Marks. Over Sharp. Can't cash in from the high post.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Shoots it up. And it's King with the rebound.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
Pelicans shooting their first free throw of the evening. And Portland making a change here. Bonds checked in. Trailblazers trail by 10. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Yeah, and that one, their rebounding was the difference. Big disparity between the two teams.
Yeah, their guys really got after it on the glass. Sometimes that's the difference maker between a win and a loss.
Here is Keefe. He's coming off a 25-point game against Phoenix. Galobe. All 3 off the mark.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
King outside, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Here's Vaughn. Really played well against Phoenix in his last outing. To the inside. Ball's knocked loose. King outside. Here's Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Over Vaughn. Here's King. Pass to Marks. The 3 from Barnes. It's good from long range.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Here is Keefe, covered by Barnes. Here's King. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist. And that's now 6 points for Slim. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for New Orleans.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right.
Diaz checked in for the Trailblazers. Shaden Sharp comes in for McNeely. Galobe. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
So the Pelican 5 right now. They've got Garrett. Henderson out there with King. And it's Cotton in at the power forward. 4 on the clock. For 3, Henderson. And it's Portland with the rebound. Here's Garrett. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
Yeah, they have made the most of their transition chances.
Ramsey with the rebound.
Familiar results for him. He can't get anything to go.
Pass to Garrett. New Orleans moving it around. 6 to shoot. Henderson, no good. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Galobe makes good on the step-back jumper. 7 points in the game.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Pass to Ramsey. And here is King. There's a screen. The rebound by Sharp. The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Here's Vaughn. Lays it up off the glass. Vaughn's got 6 points.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
King with it. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Bulls in Chicago.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Already a lot of talk about who's going to take part in the three-point contest this season, and here's a look at the players most likely to make it.
And so many great shooters in the NBA these days, and these guys, quite frankly, the best of the best. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoring record broken in this year's competition.
He's going to need to leapfrog quite a few great shooters if he's going to be part of the three-point festivities in All-Star Weekend, but, you know, maybe he can do it.
I mean, anything's possible, especially if he has a few big games from beyond the arc before All-Star Weekend. That'd give him a nice bump in the voting.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more and as we get closer to the three-point contest once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
And that one's good by Henderson.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Galobe, Henderson defending. Outside, Avdia. Up top, Sharp. A 14-point game for him in the win against Phoenix.
And he did a lot of work on the glass as well. He impacted the game on multiple fronts.
King outside.
2 minutes remaining.
Pass to Cotton.
2 minutes.
Henderson looking it over. No good from outside.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Here is Keefe. Here's Vaughn. He's got 6. Good work there as it goes. Vaughn's got 8.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
Yeah, a skilled player can work around the mismatch. He's used to dealing with larger guys.
And now, Allie Lepore says something for us from the sideline.
Hey team, Denny Avdia, the son of a 6'8" Serbian sharpshooter who played for the Yugoslavian national team, then moved to Israel and met Denny's mom. Denny said he had the same mentality. Fire in the eyes. Every night, playing to win. That's how I've always been. That passion is a part of my culture. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Allie. King, left side. Three-pointer on the way. Garrett's shot is off. Trailblazers trail by 20. Keefe passes to Avdia. Over to the left wing. Pass to Keefe. Now, here's Avdia. Here's Vaughn. From deep. And it's King with the rebound. King's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Jacks up a 3. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Oh, man, that's like stealing 3 points. Big time finish to the quarter.
And so it's New Orleans in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. A clinic in execution so far, as it's been a dominant showing for the New Orleans Pelicans.
I couldn't tell the difference between their second unit and the first. That's how top to bottom together they've been, man.
Yeah, the others are shining like stars. Bench points have put this team over the top tonight.
All right, next, let's look at some of the possible entrants into this year's dunk contest.
Some impressive names on here. Shaq, any interest in lacing up your sneaks and finally competing in one of these?
I don't want to embarrass these young guys with my hop skinny. You know this 2-inch vertical, I have to save it. It's their time to shine.
Yeah, nice out, nice out.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. The Trailblazers shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. We've got Sharp. Keith is out there with McNeely. And it's Boyd in at the 5 down low. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Just 5 to shoot. Galobe. And a miss there on the triple.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Pass to Flanders. Here's Marks, guarded by Keith. Marks passes to Barnes, shoots over McNeely. Here's Peters, out to the right wing. Here's Marks. Second chance shot, and it's Portland with the rebound. Boyd's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Sharp. And it's good from the elbow. Sharp's got 5.
Well, nice touch on Sharp's mid-range J. And nice to see him expand his game a little into that area.
In his relatively young career, Scotty Barnes, GA, has played a number of positions.
Well, he's so versatile. He can be successful at a lot of different spots on the floor. A glue guy you can plug in just about anywhere.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to Keith. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. Greg, you think about the value of those sage veterans on a team, guys that been around the block, played a lot of years. Why are they so important?
Well, a lot of times they'll echo the message of the head coach. And I tell you what, it's also, as a coach, you love having those veteran players because you can trust what they're going to do on the floor. That consistency is really important, not just for the coaches, but the teammates.
Pass to Boyd. And here's Sharp. Here's the screen. Galobe buries it from 3-point range. 12 points for him.
Well, Sharp's primary focus is scoring, but if a guy is totally open, he'll make the right pass.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And how about he takes on the defender head on and then throws down the two-hander.
Guys, straight power there, straight power. Whoops, anticipated the pass, turnover. Down low. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense.
That was something else.
Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Sharp makes that look way too easy. That's elite bounce.
And another look at that last play with the AT&T Connected Cam. Pass to Marks. Back to King. Now here's Barnes. Off target with his three.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
Now here's Sharp. He's guarded closely. The 19-foot shot. Pelicans with the rebound. King's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game. I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Now we have a chance to see the teams that have been the NBA's best. The Pelicans shooting well. They're at 45%. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the fourth quarter going. Hughes is out there with Garrett. Then it's Henderson. Then it's King. And it's Flanders in at the 2-guard. Keefe passes to Vaughn. Now here's Avdia. Henderson defending. Now King. There are some who will say, GA, there are too many threes being taken in today's NBA. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey, if we're cutting back on something, how about free throws? The three-point shootout is arguably the best part of All-Star Saturday, but nobody wants to watch a free throw contest.
Henderson outside. No good on the triple. And for Portland, they're shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Sharp on the wing. Pass to Vaughn, takes the three. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. For three, Henderson. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. King outside. Pass to Flanders. The three, good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession. Well, the efficiency is there, but not the volume. He needs to start doing this every trip down the floor to close the gap.
In the corner, Henderson with it. Back to King. Avdia with the rebound. Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Sharp. And GA, you look at all these great European players. Some saying that youth development in the U.S. could emulate aspects of what they're doing overseas in their system.
Well, it's already going in that direction. Youngsters able to, in essence, go pro from their early teens. But the academies they've set up over there, they are, no doubt, intriguing.
King outside. There's the pick. Flanders offline with his three.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Pass to Sharp. Here's Vaughn. Here's the lob to the hoop. Hughes with the steal. Here's King on the wing. Hughes. Back to King. Pass to Flanders. Just 5 on the clock. Puts one up from 19. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Here's Hughes. That's good from 17 feet away. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Pelicans.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Another place they've had the upper hand tonight is in transition. They've gotten a bunch of their points off the fast break.
Keith missing. The Trailblazers have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Here's Flanders. Here's King. Another shot. Vaughn with the rebound. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Pass to Keith. Here's Boyd. Henderson defending. Here's Klingon. He's 4 for 6 from the field with that miss. New Orleans gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. King outside. Here's Flanders. And it's off from 3-point range.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Pass to Vaughn. Here's Boyd. Sharp on the wing. Here's Keith. Drills it from outside.
Well, that's a part of Sharp's game that he takes very seriously.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And teams take more threes now than ever before. More than double the average attempts we saw in the 90s.
Well, I think what's happened, Kevin, is we just have more guys who can shoot the ball. So in the 90s, you might have had 2 guys who shot the ball well from 3 and made it a good shot. Now, on a lot of teams, virtually everyone on the roster can shoot the 3. If we have more guys on the floor who can space out and shoot the 3, we're going to have a lot more attempts and a lot more efficiency on those attempts. Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
The Pelicans shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. Back to King. Pass to Henderson to end the cold streak. He can't get that one. Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Here is Keith. Ramsey with the rebound. Ramsey's got his 4th rebound in this one. To the paint, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Well, that's a great pass. He has the timing and rhythm of a metronome.
Keith with a screen on Henderson. Pass to Keith. And as we've seen, Greg, navigating this age of social media can be difficult for an NBA player.
Yeah, a momentary indiscretion can get broadcast to the whole world. So there's a need for caution that's probably higher than in decades past.
Shots good by Ramsey. Trailblazers shooting 40% in the fourth. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Galobe, Henderson defending. Here's Keith. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. King outside. Pass to Barnes. Henderson, no one around him. Off target from outside.
Just too many missed threes for him tonight. He must be sharper here down the stretch.
Keith with a screen on Henderson. Galobe drills the three-pointer.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Pass to Ramsey. Out to the right wing. Here's Vaughn. And in 2023, the NBA implementing a new player participation policy, Coach, trying to minimize unexcused absences for star players.
Kevin, I think it's huge for our game. Fans pay and watch TV to see the great players. And there's nothing more important in the league than that those guys being on the court on a consistent basis. And anything that the league can do and teams can do to ensure that, the better it is for everyone.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Barnes passes to King. Barnes the screen. High post shot. And the dunk by Barnes.
And how about the body control? Barnes sets the screen and then a nice spin there to get open.
There's the screen. Galobe sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. He's got 21.
Over the taller defender. This is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
Yeah, you get a little more space out there to operate, and that helps him find the room he needs.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Sharps checked in for Vaughn. .124 left here in the fourth quarter. And he lobs it up.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pelicans.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
Really a big-time win for these guys. They lost their first two games of the year to this team, so they won't be in danger of getting swept when they meet for the fourth time.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Slim.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
No good on that one.
Boyd, 2 shots.
He hits the second from the line.
And that's a situation where you must make them all to get back into the game.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Marks. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Barnes the screen. Shot clock at 6. Can't cash in from close range. Sharp against King. And here's Sharp. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Here with Stan Van Gundy, Craig Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan, signing off for this presentation of NBA basketball. And now, our player of the game, Slim.